All right, good evening and welcome to Futbol En Vivo on Club Deportes, show number 12. We are every Monday at 10 p.m. on clubdeportes.com. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at FutbolAustin, Futbol Austin. Follow Club Deportes at Club Deportes for all the latest and greatest sports news and commentary. You want to make sure you visit clubdeportes.com. Make it your homepage. Go there every single day. I am your host, Eric McCoy, and I am joined by a man who has always said that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football. It's the one, the only, Jorge Chavez.
As opposed to a 2-1 lead, which is the second most dangerous score in football.
Every lead is dangerous when you're Austin FC. Every lead is dangerous when you're
Austin
FC.
That is true.
And I am also joined by a man who is never, ever going to believe anything that's written in the stars ever again. It's David Alvarez.
Hey, I believe in the stars. You know, I don't want to see who writes that stuff.
Who writes
who is
what's
writing
written
that stuff?
in those
Because
stars?
I don't believe. I mean, this star did not align this time, but I think in 4 more years, the star will be aligned. That's what they say.
Well, let's go ahead. And kick off this week's show. Hope you guys are doing well. It was a tough week, I think, for us all. Wasn't good. It wasn't a good week for Chile.
No,
Was not a good week for Chelsea. Very, very, very bad week for Chelsea.
Bad week for Colombia too.
Bad week for Colombia. Bad week for Austin FC. Pretty good week for the U.S.
Yeah,
Pretty good week for
The
the U.S.
U.S. is pretty good. Good week. Mexico, I think. I don't know. Mexico parece que I think they had a good week.
Pretty good.
They did okay. Let's go ahead. Let's start with the World Cup. Let's go ahead and start World Cup draw. That was announced on Friday. We've got all the groups lined up. We're all excited. U.S. is in it. Mexico's in it. David, Chile are not in the World Cup. Is this so? What is going on here with Chile? Is this a disaster that Chile have failed to qualify for 2 straight World Cups, or is this? Would you put this down to the coaching? Would you put it down to structural issues? What is the issue here with Chile?
I think all of the above.
All of the above. That's not good.
Definitely,
That's not good.
It's a disaster from all perspective. I mean, it just not only you see just the general manager of the Chilean Association, the way they tried to get the second coach. Rueda did not work out the first time at all.
So we were talking about before the show, Rueda actually forced 2 teams to miss the World Cup, which is quite an achievement.
Yeah.
If you
teams.
prevent 2
Rueda
teams.
did not work with Chile at all, and then he put in a very difficult position when with a new coach, and then Rueda went to Colombia. And he was already trying to play for Colombia while he was with Chile, which it was like kind of more hurtful for everybody, right? He was being the coach of Chile, but he knew he was going to get the job in Colombia. So he was a good for him, but it was really bad for about 100 million people, right? That are expecting those teams to be playing in the World Cup with the quality.
So you think those teams, based on the talent that they have, should be in the World Cup?
No doubt about it.
Ecuador, Peru.
When you see the groups of that they are in the, if all those Colombia and Chile would be there, they will play anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody. There's no team that would. So it's easy, but it's easy to say than done, when you don't have a good coaching situation. Then Lazarte comes later for Chile when he had a chance, and then you lose with Venezuela at home, and you lose 1 point with Bolivia at home. It's like.
Is he the right guy to lead Chile forward? Or
Of course not. He should be fired in a second. I mean, guys, I don't know what people. I don't know what people are doing about it. Today they fired the Chilean coach by my Wanderers, which is about to go to the 2nd division.
Yeah, we don't talk much 2nd division playing soccer on the show.
That's the sad news for my team. But he won in 2001, so one of the stars of Wanderers. I mean, you have to say thank you to a coach.
Yeah.
But after
what have you done for me lately?
After 20 years, some coaches are like out of date.
Yeah,
that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, some coaches are bad from the beginning, but this is our story.
Yeah.
Is this a way to kind of like take a shot at Jose Mourinho? Am I hinting?
I saw it directly as an attack on Mourinho.
I mean, Jose Mourinho is doing pretty good right now. I mean, Roma is about in the 5th place. So it's not. I mean, I could not say that bad about him right now. So
he's
I'm not referring to him. I'm just in general.
Right.
But I was saying that Chile had a better coach, like a coach that plays like everybody wants to play like Bielsa, and
well, Marcelo Bielsa he's available right now.
He's available.
But he's never going to go to Chile if they have the leadership, the president. When the Chile Federation chose the new president, that's when he left. Oh. So he knew the guy. So
it wasn't going to work.
He wasn't going to work with him. So, and he said, "Thank you very much to the old president, but I'm not going to work with this guy." I mean, you're honest. So he's not going to go back with the same type of people that had a debacle. No, he's not going to Chile at all.
Yeah, he's very particular with the jobs he takes.
And then you have another coach that won the first Copa America, 2015, right?
Yeah.
Remember him?
Sampaoli, right?
Sampaoli. Like, and he was like such a dynamic coach. Like he took everything from Bielsa.
Yeah,
he bring it back.
Really
when he had a substitution, it's going to be a substitution for a reason.
Right.
Every time he makes
we'll get to substitutions that were made for questionable reasons later in the show.
That's the coach's job.
We'll talk about that in a little.
That's the job of the coach to have the right coach to have a professional demeanor in the everywhere where you go, right? And win games. I mean, you got to win the games with the. And if you want to have attacking theory of football, like a 4-3-3, right, or like what the more forward-looking people, then you have to deliver, right? You got, and Chile doesn't deliver. They're too old, like too many old people.
That's what I was going to say.
And what happened? They keep them there. They're afraid of them. Like these coaches, they don't have, their personality to this is my team. I would know because it's a bunch of stars there.
Right.
And that's what happened with Sampaoli in Argentina. Sampaoli had that problem. He could not reach that level of stardom.
Yeah. Too many old players to play that high pressing
and the horrible Argentinian media, which is as bad as the Mexican media.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But kind of along the same theme of an older team, another team that didn't make it to the World Cup was Italy.
Yes.
And same kind of situation where they have too many guys that are older guys. They don't have any newer players, and they're going to miss the World Cup again, just like Chile. Nigeria isn't going to make the World Cup.
But
Egypt isn't going to make the World Cup.
In some of those areas, I do blame some of those teams in not having good penalty kickers.
That is true.
You have Jorginho.
When you have green lasers on
I'm taking up. I mean, yes. And then the same thing with Nigeria. So you have to learn to take penalty kicks to go anywhere. If you're going to go to the end to anything, if you don't know how to do a penalty, it's not luck. Penalty kicks is not luck. Never been luck.
It's skill. Yeah, absolutely.
So, please. I don't want to hear all the raffle of
Okay, so the idea of this opening segment was to discuss the teams that qualified for the World Cup, and we spent about 7 minutes on the teams that haven't made the World Cup. Here we go. Look, here we go. Here are the groups. Okay, so what do you guys think? Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. So what is the most compelling group to you? Jorge, what group most intrigues you out of what you see here on the screen?
Group C. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland, because Mexico, Argentina, they have a little bit of history. Mexico probably wants a little bit of payback against Argentina, who's had very good luck against Mexico in World Cups. Poland is intriguing because they have Lewandowski. So I think Mexico's feeling a little confident.
Will Mexico make it out of this group, Jorge?
If they do, it'll be in second place.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way they finish on top of Argentina.
Wow. I thought Mexico is second place. I think that looks good.
Yeah, and
after Argentina?
And it depends on Poland. If Poland can dress Lewandowski in a way that he's got other players around him, that's going to be a very important game. That's the first game, in fact. Mexico-Poland is going to be the first game. So that's going to tell a lot about both teams from then on.
At noon. That will be at noon. Tuesday, November 22nd.
Mark your calendars. I mean, it's it'll be interesting. I think one of the things that I think will be a factor for this World Cup, I mean, this is a November World Cup that's happening in the middle of the European club season.
Yeah.
And so someone like Robert Lewandowski, and there's less than 2 weeks off between a break between when the club season is going to stop and when the World Cup play is actually going to begin. So any kind of knock that a player might be carrying could end up being a factor. And so I look at a team like Poland that is so centered around that one individual player like Lewandowski, and I think, man, if there's even just like a slight tweak of a hamstring, sore ankle, sore knee, that could really derail Poland's campaign. Look at South Korea, like Son, another one where you have so much of that team is built around.
A lot of the guys. I mean,
but Korea has more diversity. But Korea, definitely Son is.
If they're going anywhere, Son's going to have
team they're going to play. Son is going to be good.
I read somewhere. I don't know if it was the Premier League or what the discussion was, but the English team wants to have a little bit of a break from Premier League to have a little bit more extension time between the end of the Premier League and the beginning of the World Cup, because a lot of the English players are going to have some of them might have really shorter times to get to their teams. So they're trying to work out the schedule or adjustment with the Premier League, and that's obviously going to affect any World Cup team that has players in there. We have a lot. You have Raúl Jiménez, Christian Pulisic. We have a lot of guys there that may be affected by this. So hopefully they'll work something out.
Can we just say like this? I mean, I know like England, U.S. day after Thanksgiving. That's super exciting. But can't we just say World Cup in November? This is awful, right? This is awful,
it's terrible,
right?
Yeah.
Do you agree? A World Cup in November is a terrible thing.
Well, why?
David?
I hope it's the first.
It's right in the middle of the club season. Why? That's bad.
The timing of it, yeah.
But everything had to stop because of the World Cup.
Yeah, it does. But that's bad, right? We don't want the club season to stop. We don't want players, carrying knocks from their club season into a World Cup.
The time to pass really quick.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a few more months.
4.5 years more to wait. The time can go.
And what's awful, I think they're going to expand the World Cup. I think for the next
48 teams.
Yeah, 48 teams. Are you guys in favor of that? A bigger
yes, because
World Cup?
Chile will probably make it now.
You should be in favor. They may need to go up to like 64 teams, like an NCAA March
just
Madness.
To be on the safe side.
March Madness style.
Like almost when Chile doesn't make it, usually there's one Chilean player playing like in Switzerland. What's the name of one of them? Is the Swiss? So I'm gonna go for Switzerland.
that was gonna be my question.
The guy that plays, he plays in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Was it?
He could have played. His brother could have both played for Chile, and in Spain too. They're actually Spanish Chilean.
Teo Hernandez, is that who that is?
For Switzerland.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah. Fullback.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He I'm gonna root for him.
He's a good player. Yeah,
well,
I do like him.
So that's gonna be your team.
Yeah, that's gonna be my team. Okay. Switzerland.
So would you be in favor of like how they have like the Europa League for the teams that aren't good enough for the Champions League? Would you be in favor of like a Europa League for the World Cup? Like teams that aren't good enough for the World Cup play. You can beat Chile against Italy.
Let's bring back the Roman circus, okay? And go. Everybody goes to the Lions, and let's talk about it later. Let's see if they survive over there. All right. I mean,
but to be honest, it would be interesting to see a little tournament with Italy and Chile.
Yeah.
The ones that I met, Egypt.
Oh my God, Egypt, Nigeria. Yeah,
there's get a good tournament.
And also Venezuela and Bolivia, Paraguay is any of those guys can make it in the World Cup.
Yeah, so that would have been interesting.
But that's it for CONCACAF. I feel sorry about the other team, but
CONCACAF is the toughest region in the world.
But Costa Rica is still not there, right? They had to play
They have to play against New Zealand. But that's
with wood,
a little bit of wood. It's kind of a formality.
That's the
okay, so I want to talk a bit. You got the U.S. jersey on there, Jorge. I got a couple questions for you about the U.S. So the U.S. is Group B.
Yes.
How confident are you that the U.S. will qualify for the knockout stages from this group?
I'm very confident.
Yes, confident.
Because I've been seeing some of the chatter of the English fans. They are excited because they're
thrilled. They think they've got it made.
They have an easy group. And I think the English fans are going to be surprised by how the U.S. Really, I mean, and not just the U.S. I really feel that all
perfect time. Man.
Yeah, it's a great time. I mean, look at all 3 games are at 1 in the afternoon Eastern time, which is
forget about club soccer, man.
Yeah, no,
who cares about club soccer?
We don't even have to talk about
soccer.
But so it's very favorable times.
But it's a lot of political stuff in there too, because
it's a little political.
Iran and USA, Iran and USA.
You could call this a geopolitical group, sure. Especially if somehow Ukraine, beats Scotland and Wales, that's going to be. That's going to be definitely the political.
But in this case, because the U.S. did play Iran before,
and they lost,
yeah. And the U.S. lost, so and it was a lot of political. I'm not saying the political was involved. No, but it just gives some flavor. The same thing with England, right? With England, the U.S. and England, you have that rivalry too,
right? And I think it's going to be exciting for both teams, because a lot of them play in the same teams in England, in the Premier League, and in other leagues, so they know each other very, very well. It's just going to depend on the health of the players and who was going to be there. Weston McKennie didn't make it. Trevino Dest missed this last phase, so depends on how well those guys heal by the time of November, which is a plus that the World Cup now is in November instead of the summer, because they probably wouldn't have made it if the World Cup was held in the summer.
So we love that the World Cup is in November. We love
for this cycle.
I take back everything I said. We love it.
I mean, honestly, what club are you going to watch?
So you're not going to be watching American football, David, at this time of year?
I'm going to be watching the Longhorns.
You're going to be missing some of the World Cup games to watch the Longhorns.
No.
But since I don't know, the Longhorns usually play on Friday, right? The Black Friday?
They do. I believe they do. So what are you going to be tuning into? England, U.S., or the Texas Longhorns, David?
Both of them.
Oh, come on. We need your undivided attention.
Luca, I have a divided house, Chile and the USA, because my family, my son, my family, they're all from the United States of America. No, I asked him other day, and he was like, I'm going to go for the U.S. But
solid.
Of course,
he wants to root for a team that actually qualified.
He was disappointed by what happened with Chile, because he grew up with just Chile's success. It's like he grew up with the best Chile ever.
Yeah. And, 2 Copa Americas. Yeah.
2 Copa Americas, and we celebrated, on the road.
Yeah.
So it's like
must have been great
history. But it was tough. But now the East is going to be supporting the U.S. For sure. And it is tough, but the U.S. is the team to beat now, because
the team
US,
to beat.
Because the first game, November 21st, right? It's going to be at 1 p.m. The U.S. have to play Ukraine. Imagine if that would be
Ukraine or Scotland or Wales.
Scotland or Wales. But the first game is going to be the key, right? How do you do in the first game? It's going to pretty much
massive.
Absolutely so it's a massive game for them. And so the key for the U.S. is...
Because really that opponent will be who the U.S. Because I think England are going to win this group. I really do.
Yeah.
That will be
probably
for who finishes second, that first game. That is a critical game.
So what do you do? What do you do as a coach? What do we need to do in this case? You're going to know who you're going to play. All right. So
you got to play your best team.
You're supposed to be playing Argentina. I think the U.S. Mexico, I think it's supposed to be playing Argentina in the friendlians, but they have to cancel because of the World Cup.
Right, yeah.
They have 2 games already in the U.S., so there was space in the U.S. I don't know where in the U.S. is supposed to play.
They were also going to play the U.S., but I'm not sure where. They haven't announced it yet.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the U.S. they have 2 games to play. It's 2 practice.
Yeah.
2 friendlies. And
one of them is against Uruguay. So
that's excellent. That's excellent idea.
Games against Uruguay and Argentina.
So then you need to look for more European,
right?
Like Italy.
Yeah,
would be perfect.
That'd be great.
So Uruguay and Italy.
I would have loved to have seen Mexico, Argentina in a friendly, because it wasn't going to be a friendly. Yeah. But now that they're in the same group, they can't play each other, obviously. So it's going to be very interesting to see who Mexico can line up, because they need players.
Here you go, Duffy. Get your calendar out. Mark the dates. You can follow Mexico.
Mexico is my second country, man. I love it.
Well, actually, okay. I see we have Mexico here. We don't care about Mexico on the show. It's a U.S. show. I got a question for you, Jorge.
Sure.
So this U.S. team, I think in World Cup qualifying, hopefully Jorge Terrell didn't pull the plug on us and take us off the air after my comments there.
Yeah, he's probably going
to. But here's the question I have for you. Okay, so the U.S., they struggled at times in this qualification cycle against teams playing the low defensive block, struggled for ideas creatively in the final third.
Right.
Do you think perhaps that this U.S. team might be better suited to going up against tougher opposition who won't just be content to sit back in a low block, but will actually be more aggressive and look to actually play on the front foot a bit more? Because I think that the U.S. is or at least two of their most impressive games in qualification came against Mexico.
Yeah.
And Mexico are not a team that sits deep. So do you think
it was very open play.
Yeah.
I mean, neither of those two teams are going to play not to lose. They played to win, and Canada also as well. They didn't do as well against Canada, obviously.
Canada's a bit more. They will sometimes adopt.
They were opportunistic. Yeah. They know the players that they have, and they know how to attack. They studied their opponent very, very well.
Yes, I think they based their strategy on the opponent.
And so that's going to be an interesting group for them because we talked about it before the show. To me, this is one of the World Cups with the most even group stages that I've seen in a while.
Yes,
it is pretty even.
And so if we look at the group where Canada is, Belgium will probably win the group. But honestly, I think Canada and Croatia are pretty even.
Morocco are a pretty solid team as well.
I think all those. I think between those the Group F and Group H, really good, Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, Corea del Sur are definitely the group of death. The Grupo de la Muerte. Both of the group of death because they're all evenly matched. Very evenly matched, I think. The other ones, you can see Group H, Brazil is going to take it all the way. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Brazil is up there. So the rest of them is like they're going to fight for the second place. I mean, but
and what's interesting is if U.S. comes in first or second in their group, they're going to play the team from Group D, which is France, Denmark.
Want to avoid France. I think it's
whoever the AFC CONMEBOL,
Peru. That's going to be Peru.
It'll probably be Peru.
Yeah, it's going to be Peru.
And they probably have a good chance against those teams as well. So it's looking pretty solid.
Yeah. Peru has to play Australia. So it's either Australia or Peru.
So you're saying that you like the U.S.'s chances of possibly reaching a quarterfinal?
Yes, I do. And
so that's something that Mexico are definitely not going to do because they never reach a quarterfinal.
Mexico never reached the fifth
home
stage.
soil.
Never reached the fifth stage. But this time Mexico has Tata Martino, and that makes a big difference.
Okay, so who's going to make it the furthest out of the CONCACAF teams? Who's going to make it the furthest?
It'll probably be Costa Rica again.
hey,
Costa Rica?
Navas, they got to get there first.
Costa Rica needs to get there first.
David, who makes it the furthest out of the CONCACAF teams?
Out of the CONCACAF teams?
The CONCACAF teams.
Híjole, está muy difícil la pregunta.
All out of the group stage? What do you think?
I think the U.S.
The U.S.? Okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, I forgot about Canada. Canada.
You think Canada's going to?
I pick Canada I pick Canada because not because I won the U.S., but it's just Canada has shown more in the qualifying than anybody else.
I think
they have been, pretty consistent and pretty solid.
And I think Canada are the most tactically diverse. They can play, they can have possession, that they can push teams back if they want to, but they can also sit deep and counter as well. Yeah. And they have legitimate game changers. Alphonso Davies should be back. Yeah. Hopefully he's supposed to be back for the second leg of the Champions League. So you have Tosh Buchanan, Kyle Lorenzo. They have genuine game changers.
But the potential for the U.S.
That's a tough group that they have. Yeah. So they could go out in the group stage.
But the potential of the U.S. and Mexico is there. I mean, they have so many players.
Yeah, I've
never seen it Mexican or an American team so loaded with players.
Right. Because if you look at the front three for Mexico, which is Jimenez, Chucky Lozano, and
Chicharito.
And Tecatito Corona.
Unfortunately,
they're European players.
Corona.
And they can't suck all of a sudden at the same time.
Yeah.
They're going to get it together. So I think by the World Cup, by the time that World Cup comes along, they'll be better prepared. And they're gonna do some damage. I think Mexico.
So Mexico, Poland, that would be
that's gonna be a great,
such a big game.
That is gonna be a big game.
22nd, the same day, you know.
The U.S. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So all the games are the same. Oh my God, not at the same time, but so close by.
Yeah, it's good.
So
it's
I mean,
gonna be great.
I don't have to take off. What do I have the 22nd?
You better save your time off, David.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm an U.S. citizen.
Oh,
so
you've got about 8 teams. It sounds like you're rooting for.
I have a U.S. citizenship.
Okay, one final question. I think we should probably move on to talk a little Austin FC, kind of bring the mood down a bit. But okay, who wins it? Who's going to win it for you guys? David, we'll start with you. Who wins the World Cup? 2022 World Cup. Who wins?
Brazil.
I say Argentina.
Wow. Okay, a couple of South American teams.
Have Messi leave with leave on top. Sure.
Wow.
I can see that.
We'll have to get Arush back on the show.
Yeah, we need to get that guy in
that
here.
happens. I'm going to go France. Back to back. France.
All right.
Is
back to back.
Just because you got... Oh, I'm not going to say that. No. What did you... Because you look like Zinedine Zidane.
That's right. Zidane. We got the right idea as far as go.
Oh, now with that jersey, you look more like...
And there's no Italian team either, so straight run through.
Exactly.
Roberto Carlos with the jersey you have now.
Yeah. This is a Ronaldo. Right. Ronaldo. 2002 Ronaldo. You see, because it has the 4 stars. Yeah.
Only 4 stars.
Because of what they wore in 02. So
you need to add 2 of this over there, and then you get for the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
That'll be it. Sexta campeón.
Yeah.
Yes, but for what they've seen and the level they play against such a great teams as Chile. I mean, honestly, I love Chile and everything, but when you see the level of the soccer that Chile and Brazil play not long ago, a different level. Okay, so Brazil for me, and in Bolivia they won in Bolivia. 4-0 in the altitude.
Without really even trying. They just sort of showed
they
up
just made the substitute, and they've never done that since last millennium.
Yeah.
I mean, that team is...
They are right up there for me as well.
And Tite said it, in the conference the other day. He said, we had been working with the under-19, the under-20. We've been working with so much talent, but, it's organized. It's something organized, and the talent is there.
Right.
And the results are there. So Brazil, for me, is definitely the candidate.
I don't disagree with you, David. Okay, that was fun. Let's talk about something much less fun. Austin FC. Yeah. They still haven't won on the road since May
of last year.
May 1st, 2021. David, you might not have even had a driver's license yet. The last time Austin FC won a match away from home. 2-2.
I haven't got the permit yet, but...
Yeah. Jorge, what happened here? How did Austin FC, up 2-0, how did they conspire to blow this lead and draw 2-2 with the Earthquakes?
Honestly, I think, it was such a strange game because if you saw the first half of the game, they were dominant. They were in control. They held possession.
But you had to
they made really good passes.
Here we go. Right. This was
beautiful.
Was this the greatest goal ever in Austin FC history?
I believe so. Yeah.
You think it was?
That was a really.
I'm not going to say that was the greatest goal, but the way he stopped the ball. And he scored with a gorgeous.
He's got to score more goals because I love the bow and arrow. I love the bow and arrow.
That control and that height, and I tried to do that on Friday, on Sunday.
You tried to do this.
I tried to do it on Sunday, but
how did it go for you?
The goalie got it. The goalie was really tall.
So you put it on frame though.
Yeah. The goalie got it, but it's really hard to do.
Was this a penalty?
No way. That was no way. This one, this is a penalty.
To be totally subjective,
this is penalty. This is a penalty. Of course, it's a penalty.
You think he did
push him out of the way.
No doubt about it.
He grabbed his jersey, pushed him out of the way.
I think the jersey grab.
That you have to say that the taking of the jersey was perfect, beautiful, powerful. No matter what, it was. If you don't put power, you're gonna risk it.
Yeah,
you got to put the power in there, and he did what he had to do.
Yeah, and then apart from that, I think this is the one that Felipe Martins is going to
this was a crucial miss right here. This could have put the match to bed.
That was a great pass. Great pass.
Great pass from Driussi. Right. And then here we go. I think we're about to come up to a moment of controversy. right here. David, was this a penalty?
There's no foul at all. No, you can pay me to say that was a foul. That guy is looking.
He didn't even see him. I mean, Lima didn't even see the player.
that was not a foul at all.
Yeah.
What are you talking? Hey, hold on. Let's have the VAR. Come on, guys. Oh my God.
And the VAR barely even. Okay, they took forever on the Austin FC penalty. They really brushed by that one.
That one was not a penalty whatsoever. He was behind the guy. Come on, how is it going to be a foul?
So what happened here? What happened here, David?
That was bad defender because this guy was able to stop and control the ball and score. You cannot let somebody control and score. Like there, he controlled the ball.
All those Austin FC players around him, none of them stepped to close it down.
He let the ball bounce once, I think. That was awful as a goal because you don't let that. And it was 4 people in front of him.
Right, and I think
shameful.
We could probably get to it now, but I think the substitutions were critical.
Okay, so here's what I want to say. Okay, I want to get to that.
Right.
Okay, Josh Wolff after the match, he said, "I think the game changes with the penalty kick, and it's unfortunate it's not even close to a penalty kick." David, is that what changed the match, the penalty decision, or was it Josh Wolff's substitutions prior to the penalty that brought San Jose back in the match? That made it 2-1.
I mean, we can say both of them, right? But we cannot guess what really could have happened, right? We just say what happened on the field.
All right.
And what happened
so
on
David
the field.
is not taking a stand at all. Jorge, what do you think? Was it more? He's going to sit on the fence. I want someone to come out with a take. Was it more the referee or was it Josh Wolff's decisions?
Josh Wolff's decisions.
Yes.
Because a good team doesn't let that kind of ticky-tack penalty affect the rest of the game. And it affected them, and it should not have. So if Josh Wolff saw that the team was struggling a little bit, he probably, you probably know this too as well. You probably have a script like, okay, in the 65th minute, we're going to put this guy in if this is the score.
Plan B.
And all these kinds of things. So he looks like, it sounds like Josh Wolff stayed with his script that he and his staff put together before the game.
Well, we remember
this was not an Oscar-worthy script.
No, because
Stroud and Redis.
Because if it was me,
of course, this is
look. I mean, as I was watching the game, I saw that San Jose was putting a lot of pressure up front. So who do you put in there? You put in a defender. You put in, Kip Keller. He's played very, very well.
Or
they would have been a great sort of to put him in there.
You can do that, or you can put more forwards.
Yeah, because
he took off a forward. He took off a forward.
You took the forwards out, because
I saw that he took off Urruti, and he did not look happy about getting substituted.
But if you score a golazo, because that was one of the most beautiful goals of the. But that one, along with the Rudiger goal, that day were the main goals of the day.
Yeah, they were very
Rudiger and that one, Urruti is like at the same level.
Right. So I think Josh Wolff really needs to understand that he needs to be a little bit more, spontaneous in reading the game that's happening in front of his eyes.
Yeah, you don't take your striker. You don't take your striker after you score.
No, you
especially
keep him in there.
Basically, so we're defending more or less like a 4-4-2 shape. They take off Rudy and they go to that 4-5-1, and I think that
threw
really
everybody off.
Invited pressure.
It threw everybody off.
Here's the stat for you. Okay, so 40% of the match was played in Austin FC's defensive third. Austin FC were absolutely bullied in this match. Only 36% possession from Austin FC. I don't know. That's probably got to be one of the lowest ever that Austin FC have ever had.
Yeah. But the worst thing is that happening against the same team that last time came back.
What is it about this San Jose team? The San Jose are bad. Most teams in MLS don't struggle.
They're second from the bottom.
Yeah, most teams in MLS don't struggle against San Jose. But Austin FC in 4 matches, 2 draws, 2 defeats. Why do they struggle so much against a team that is so poor?
Well, it's the same sort of philosophy. Both teams play the aggressive possession game. But in this case, obviously it was the winner of the possession game, right? Was it 65?
It was 64% percentage, 36 for Austin.
Everything was on their favor. I mean, everything. All the stats were in their favor.
Now, here's a substitute that I think should have happened. I think Johan Valencia should have come on.
He should have come on earlier.
He came on in the 80th minute, but I think he should have come on much earlier. I think you needed to try and take control of the midfield and try and actually use some possession as a defensive tactic.
Right.
Because you can do that. defending isn't always about protecting a lead. Isn't always about sitting deep and bunkering in. And you can hold. Look at Spain in 2010. That was possession as a defensive tactic. They won every match 1-0, passing the ball around everyone. You bring on Valencia. Push San Jose back, take control of the midfield.
Well, also Ring could take off Ring after missing the easy goal in the last minute of the first half.
I wonder if that affected him.
That's another reason that you need to talk about it, because that happened in the field. Like, we have those misses. The other one, what was there was two huge misses by
Finley had a pretty big miss.
And those were like easy ones. It's
right.
Like, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're playing MLS right now,
right.
okay? Just give it a name.
But, I mean, if you want to give a positive spin, I mean, this is kind of the bare minimum of what you want to do in really any league. Tie away. And they brought points home.
But it was a deja vu, as we say, like last year. Yeah. Like deja vu, because we play like as bad as we play most of the games.
But I will say, I mean,
that was a deja vu.
Yeah, I mean,
all the way, we didn't have control. We didn't know what to do in the second half. We were like nothing.
Right.
Was this the worst performance of the season from Austin FC?
I mean, at least the second half was.
Yeah, the second half was. Yeah, because
I think the first half of the first half was good. I don't think it was the second. I think they started to really lose control of that match in the second half of the first half. And then, the second half was.
But they just have chances at the end, like with the Ring chance. Alex Ring chance was
but I mean,
at the end of the first half.
If you want to compare, how they are at this point of the season compared to last year, I think they're in much better shape. They're more, a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, they slipped up against the Quakes, but they came away with a point. But anytime you get an opportunity to have a 2-0 lead on the road, and you come away with a tie or a draw from that, you need to step up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So Cecilio Dominguez, he missed this match. He was in Paraguay. He's receiving his green card.
Right, some sort of immigration issue. Yes.
Yeah. So how much did his absence hurt Austin FC? Or would he have made a difference in this match?
Probably not, because I don't see him scoring a goal like Urruti did.
No,
that's not Cecilio's game. No. So
So really, Ethan Finley was kind of his replacement. I think since Austin FC were playing so direct in this match, Finley is the more direct of the two between him and Cecilio. I think Finley may have been a better option in this match anyway.
Because like we just discussed, I mean, the first half of the game they were playing very, very well. So I don't think Cecilio would have made a difference if he started or not, and so. It's just the second half that everything kind of fell apart.
What do you think, David? Was Cecilio, was his absence felt in this match?
No, I mean, people have been talking about it, that he may have been a big difference, but, again, we need to talk about... I'm not... how I feel about Cecilio.
I mean, the guy doesn't play defense.
Against a team that's aggressive as San Jose, how much time do you think he would have spent rolling around on the ground in this match?
Well, at least once.
He could have slowed down.
Time wasting.
Yes.
Yeah. Up 2-0, some time wasting from Cecilio actually could have been.
That could have helped actually. Now and then.
Yeah, probably could.
Well, here's the thing though. I think Finley may have been a better choice to start based on how Austin FC's approach in this match. But when you're bringing on Rodney Redis and Jared Stroud,
Rodney Redis.
Cecilio would have definitely been a better option than either one of those two.
No. Come on, guys.
Redis really.
There's those guys they have not shown anything.
They're not MLS quality, are they?
No,
I don't think.
No,
unfortunately. No.
Don't bring him in. So that's what I'm saying. It's deja vu all over again. It's like, come on, guys. We went over this.
We talked a lot. We talked a lot on this show about how much we think Austin FC's depth has improved this season. Are we maybe overrating that a bit? Whenever you have one guy out, and all of a sudden it's Stroud and Redis are coming on to try and protect the lead.
Yeah, we. Again, we go back to the same issue.
I guess it's depth in certain areas.
We have the quality of the substitutes. I personally would have put Gite in there.
Would you have used Gite?
Yeah, I would have put Gite. Yeah, I mean, at least,
I think you at least keep the 4-4-2.
Yeah, at least it worked in the first half.
But he doesn't last. He cannot last the entire game.
No.
As a substitute, you're only talking about come on for 30 minutes, run around, help keep the press.
Definitely Gite as a sub, but that's it. And then, now we're questioning the depth right now. I mean, I'm really
I think midfield depth is good, center back depth is good, but attacking depth, I don't even know if you have a strong enough starting attack, let alone attacking depth.
But how many games do we have right now? 4?
5 games.
5 games.
Yes. In 5 games.
So we have one more game, right?
Minnesota.
6, Minnesota. So my final judgment is going to be the 6th game.
So, okay, well, let's talk a little bit about that game. So it's going to be 6:30 on Sunday at Q2.
Nationally televised.
Nationally televised.
Yeah.
The national TV audiences, they love Austin FC, don't they?
We are always on TV.
Yes, they love that that Q2 stadium crowd. So Minnesota United, they are 2-2-1, just the same as Austin FC. I was looking up some stats on them ahead of the show. They like a 4-2-3-1 formation. That's what they're going to play. They don't like to have a lot of the ball. They're in the bottom half of MLS in terms of possession, just 47% possession per match. They've scored 5 goals this season. They've scored a single goal in every single match. This is not necessarily an explosive team. But they do have a very good number 10, Emmanuel Reynoso. And he's not off to a great start this season, just 1 goal, but he is someone that Austin FC are going to have to keep an eye on. David, how do you see this match playing out?
Well, I think they already played last year. Adrian Heath.
Friend of the show.
Friend of us, Futbol En Vivo.
Heath.
2010, I think it was in Futbol En Vivo with the Austin Aztecs. He is more like an attacking director. He likes to play, but
would suggest otherwise.
Well, I haven't finished.
Let it finish. Let's see where it goes.
But he does not have the play. When you don't have the players to have
that is true.
That type of. You need the athletes. You need to have a lot of hardcore athletes to do that type of game.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, and that's what happened. We talked about last year. I think when we had that game, and Adrian, he likes that also the attacking, but he doesn't have the players, so you have to adjust to that, and that's what he had. But he always is very technical about. Every player has to learn the basics. He doesn't commit. He doesn't make errors like for nothing.
Right.
So it's going to be a tough game for Austin FC. I think
at home.
At home.
Do you have a prediction, David?
I think it's going to be a tie.
A tie, David. That's not a. I like bold predictions. I like bold predictions. I think that's a chicken opinion. It's a chicken opinion. There you go, David. That's a chicken.
It's going to be a tie for what?
A tie.
It's a chicken. Hey, I don't know if is it gluten free.
that might be gluten free.
That one might.
You may not want to eat that, David. You may not want to eat that.
It wasn't a vegetarian chicken or not.
Vegetarian chicken.
So a draw, a scoring draw, is a 0-0. What are we going to be in store for?
It was a 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, it's a 2-2.
That'll be fun.
Another
at least. Another 2-2.
It's a 2-2 tie.
Hopefully, it's not another 2-0 lead blown.
Oh,
that would be.
But
I
want Austin FC to win. I'm just saying that.
Okay. Now analyzing it, yeah.
Talking about what we saw at the end of that game,
right?
Do we have the 6th game? For me, it's very important. Like we need.
It is.
If we win that game, it's gonna be tough.
Jorge, what are your thoughts on
2-0.
2-0?
2-0 Austin FC win.
All right, that's
what you like.
That's a bold take.
Yeah.
I like when we go out there and we actually make a strong prediction.
You know how I am.
Because I want to be optimistic, and Cecilia's going to be back probably by this game, and it seems to me that they're turning the corner in the sense that they, at least Coach Wolff is sort of starting to see his mistakes and not to repeat them, because this was the first time he made terrible substitutions.
I think so. I think this was his worst match of by far.
Because previously he really did pretty substitutions were pretty well. They did very well, except for this game. So he's probably want to hopefully learn from that and go with the flow of the game. Depends on how
it's going to be a lot of pressure. It's going to be a lot of pressure on him. So can he keep the pressure?
Especially from Mr. 6-game Alvarez over here.
He's going to have enough water
from the fan base.
That's the big question.
It's going to be an interesting game, but I'm confident that they'll pull off the win.
All right. I love it.
What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Brazil? Ronaldo.
Mr. Ronaldo Brazil is going 1-0 Austin FC. I think they get it done at home. I don't know if it'll be the most exciting.
You got the chicken this evening. You got the chicken back.
I made a bold take.
That's a bold bet.
That one stays over there.
Safe bet. That's a safe bet. 1-0, 2-2.
That's a win.
3 goals against 1. Come on. Easy math.
I picked a winner, David. Okay, any final thoughts on Austin FC before we? I think we have some other MLS news to get to, but any final Austin FC thoughts from you guys?
One thing about Minnesota that I didn't read, because MLS has rankings of the teams, and Minnesota is ranked higher than Austin at the moment. So, they're very highly regarded. Again, I mean,
they're a good team.
The coaching is outstanding.
Yeah.
But like you said, David, he doesn't have the players that he normally wants for his system. So it's going to be. That's why I think it's still going to be some adjustments. That's why
because he did that with Orlando
right.
City, Orlando, and then with the Austin Aztec.
Right.
He was pretty an attacking coach.
And he does from at least from my perspective, he sort of starts the season's a little slow.
Yeah.
And then by the 6th or 7th game, he starts. His players start getting the system, and they start playing much better.
Hopefully, it's the 7th game.
Hopefully, it's the next game, not this one.
Game.
But we'll see what happens.
That's just and also it gives hope to all the Everton fans because he's an Everton legend.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
He's Everton legend.
Okay.
Speaking of Everton,
we have a pretty good Everton fan base here in Austin. Yeah, they got a haymaker. Yeah, they do. Okay, I think we have. Here we go. MLS Western Conference standings. Austin FC is still top 4. I mean, it's very bunched up. I mean, you look at 4
Dallas is so close.
4 through 8, all on 8 points. But Austin FC, those 2 big wins earlier, they got the goal differential going in their favor. Anything stand out to you here with this table? Look at that. With San Jose, bottom of the table. That's
bottom of the table, and that's what we play.
That's embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you say...
I'm a little surprised. I mean, below that playoff line there to see it. It's still very early and it's very tight. Seattle, Nashville, Portland are 3 teams that I think everyone...
The same thing.
Kansas City, too, are a team.
But you think about Seattle, that also they play the CONCACAF champions.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they're probably a little tired.
Yeah. So they're not... And so many players also, they play on the qualifying, on the World Cup qualifying games.
Yeah. And to be fair to Seattle, Rui Diaz hasn't played, and Lodeiro hasn't played because they've been injured. So I think once they start getting them back into the fold, they'll start improving dramatically.
But I'm impressed with the Houston and Dallas and also all the Texas teams.
Wow. Hey, after last season, that's an accomplishment.
You need to get a screenshot of that.
Yeah.
We might. It may not stay that way.
Amazing what happens when a fan base as strong as Austin pushes the other 2 Texas teams to do something about their teams.
That's true.
Shots fired. I like it. Very nice.
And we we need to remember also that in Houston, Hector Herrera is about to show up, and so once
he's in great form with Atletico. He's playing really well.
Champions League. He's warming up for the Champions League. He's going to start the Champions League.
He played very good against Manchester United in that
the big game, Atletico Madrid. Manchester City.
I think we got some LA Galaxy Portland Timbers highlights. I actually watched that match yesterday. That was a good match. I think we're going to queue up that. Then we're going to get to...
I was going too fast. I'm sorry.
But then we'll get to the Champions League. Okay, here we go. This was a fun match. Exiled Mexican striker Chicharito.
My God. So Chicharito scored 2
goals. Yeah. There's a very nice free kick from Portland coming up in this one as well. An own goal right there, not great. There's going to be a red card. I want to get your thoughts. Here's the red card. It's coming up right here. A little shove.
Did he have a yellow card already?
That right there. That shove is why. No, it was a straight red.
At 11.
Straight red. Yeah, I thought it was pretty soft.
Yeah,
it was pretty soft.
Yeah,
here we go. David, do you agree with this as a straight red card?
No.
I mean,
insane.
no.
This,
that's not.
I feel like this referee. I feel like I've seen him before.
That's a yellow.
That's
a yellow. I mean, that's a yellow the most.
Like this.
It's a yellow the most.
Kind of likes to be the star. Bit of a Mike Dean, perhaps. Kind of likes to flash those red cards.
But hey, look it up with the video. Look what happened. You can look it up, right?
Yeah,
you can go to the bar and then look it up instead of making yourself look beautiful.
Very great free kick.
Nice curve.
That's New Zealand's Tui Loma right there.
Yeah. So the New Zealand have 2 strikers like Wood.
He's a defensive center back, but he can hit it like a striker for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very good goal, but But once the Portland player got that red card, I think that handicapped them pretty badly.
Absolutely. So. And here he goes.
Yeah.
Chicharito. Tata, are you watching? Tata, are you watching?
Hey,
with all due respect to Raul Jimenez and those guys, they really need Chicharito in the team. I don't know what else he needs to do.
The thing is, you could play the way Raul Jimenez actually. Oh wow, red card there. Yeah. But the way that Raul Jimenez actually drops deep, you could actually play Chicharito on top of Raul Jimenez, play like a 4-2-3-1, and you can still have the wingers, Tecatito and Chucky. And then
because one thing about Chicharito that I've always admired about him is he's always in the right place at the right time.
Always. He is
always.
And the player of the week.
He may not be the fastest guy out there or the most technical skilled, but he knows where to be.
And also is the striker for the Mexican national team.
From Mexico. He's the
actual
record holder. He's still quality, still playing. They really need to.
The question is Tata Martino going to call him for the friendlies, and who is Tata Martino going to play? I think Tata Martino is going to make a good decision what team to play.
One thing that I am going to be very interested in is today was the draw for the Nations League. So so Mexico is going to play.
We'll get your thoughts shortly on that, David.
But I really think that some teams like Mexico would be it would be important for them to call in players to see what they have. So this would be a perfect time to call Chicharito into the national team, see what he's got. I mean, if there's nothing there that really Tata doesn't like.
It's political, though, right? He has an issue with. There's like a party or something that Chicharito went to years ago.
Stuff's happen, and sometimes you can talk about it and you can maybe talk again about it.
I think Chicharito had a period a couple of years ago where he did seem perhaps a little unmotivated, but that is not him now. He looks he 100% really focused.
Yeah, especially when the tabloids were talking about it.
It's
like the titles are like, okay. But now he's back. I think Tata's going to call him.
You think? I hope so.
I hope so too.
So people,
the World Cup needs Chicharito.
At least give him a swan song, if anything. Just give him a shot.
Yeah, let's give him a shot.
See what he can do.
Why not?
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk a little. Let's talk a little. There's the Nations League. Yeah. David, how do you like Martinique's chances?
I'm sorry I laughed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry.
The Grenadines. Down there in Group D, I believe that's who that is.
That's Grenada.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the CONCACAF Nation League of what? It's April Fool's Day or something?
Yeah.
April Fool's? No, it was already April 4th.
No. That was a couple days ago. But it's a new tournament.
Before Jerry put this graphic up on the screen, Dovey, did you know what this was? The CONCACAF Nations League.
Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways.
Oh, brought to you by Qatar Airways.
That's the sponsor.
That one. I got confused.
No. Martinique will not be in Qatar 2022.
Nor Suriname.
I thought there was some rugby going on in Qatar.
No.
That's what I thought when I saw that. I saw the Qatar thing and I was okay, what?
But to get serious for a second about this team, do you guys foresee, Costa Rica, Mexico, U.S., and Canada bringing their A team to this tournament, or to test out, like I had mentioned earlier, to this tournament?
Well, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things you need to think about it, right? It's like you're gonna bring the players. You need to try to see what you need, what you got, what you have, and also you need to take care of the players because they can get hurt.
That is true, yeah.
Right? If they get hurt, you're not going to have it.
Look at what happened with Chucky Lozano the last time they played.
So, many times, at least one player is going to be out because of those games.
Yeah, that's always
it's going to happen. Yeah. But hopefully it's not the teams that you guys want to support, like USA,
hope it's not my
Mexico.
Guys, but
I could see A-ish teams. I think you got to be careful with injury.
An AB type.
And you want to make sure the guys get rest out of the World Cup and the club season. But at the same time, I mean, you only have so many matches with your best players in international soccer, and this is an opportunity to actually, to see what you got ahead of the World Cup. So I could see A/B-ish, some C thrown in, some guys you want to have a look at.
Because I feel like in the case of Mexico, I really foresee. Maybe not the rest of the team, but I do foresee the forwards that they project as starters to start to be in this tournament, to give them some confidence. Those guys need to score some goals.
And I think with the U.S., I mean, we still are trying to figure out who the U.S.'s number 9 is.
Score some goals.
So I think you have
Pulisic is scoring goals.
Pulisic is. We know he's going to be there, but I think
but Gio Reyna needs some time
Pepe,
in there.
Pifok, who's it going to be?
Yeah.
DK, is he going to Hoppy, Sargent?
I mean,
there's all kinds of guys that could still.
There's so much. You should give us something to Chile.
You got Brereton, David. You don't need Josh Sargent. Come on, David. Do we have? I think we're just about out of time. Do we have the Champions League? Because I just want to throw on some quick predictions. Maybe throw this chicken around if David doesn't.
Okay.
There we go.
Here. Man City, Atletico. Who do you? Real football, not Nations League. Real football.
Yeah.
Man City, Atletico. Who do you got, David?
Of course, I got Man City. It's going to be a really, really tough.
Gonna be tough.
Tough team.
Do you think Pep's going to overthink it? Is he going to overthink it?
He always overthink with Simeone. It's not the first time. So
it happened when he was with Bayern.
Yeah,
right?
that happened. So, but it's still, I think Man City have what it takes to win that, to win it all.
I agree. What about you, Jorge?
It's going to be a tricky game because. Suddenly Liverpool and Man City are almost neck and neck.
It's going to be this weekend too, I believe.
Yeah,
they play this weekend. Wow!
So it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be an interesting week for Man City.
Exciting week. I would think it would be an exciting, beautiful.
But I think
we'll enjoy a lot of football.
They're going to want to. Pep Guardiola's going to want to instill some confidence in the team. So I think he's going to put the best team available to give him the confidence to go into the next game and go from there. So I foresee as much as I love Atletico Madrid, I think Man City is going to win.
Yeah, I guess we're all three City. What about that Bayern Munich Villarreal?
Oh, Villarreal. It's going to be tough because Munai is the coach for Villarreal. He knows how to. I won how many UEFA?
He's won a lot. He's very
5, but he has not done any Champions yet.
He likes the Europa League. He's more of a Europa League guy.
Yeah.
But Bayern is just too much. Bayern is way too much. It's just ridiculous. Too strong.
Is that how you guys feel about the Liverpool Benfica tie as well? Do you think Liverpool just too much?
There's no doubt. Same thing. Liverpool Benfica. That's
I think
no doubt about it.
Okay, we know Man City Atletico is a heavyweight clash. I think the other heavyweight clash, that one in the top right, Chelsea. Real Madrid.
Oh my God!
Giants Chelsea at the moment. They're both
Chelsea are the champions. The champions, the world champion, the world champions.
World champions, defending European champions. Who do you got, David Alvarez?
Well, I think last time we guessed it, right? I think I said it, but Jesus. No, that was.
I don't think we have.
I thought it was at PSG, Real Madrid. I said Real Madrid.
Right.
I said Real Madrid. So, but then I almost didn't want to say it. I did not say that. But Chelsea, Jesus, crazy because Chelsea coming off of a huge defeat this week. You don't want to talk about it.
I do not. One thing I'll say, okay, they played a back 4 in that match against Brentford. I don't think we're going to see that against Real Madrid. I think it's going to be the back 3 that is their preferred system. You had Ruben Loftus-Cheek as the holding midfielder. That is, I hope.
But is Lukaku going to be?
All hope.
Is Lukaku going to start?
I don't know. That'll be a big question if he starts. I think Real, they tend to like to kind of sit deep and counter in some of the bigger games.
Oh, yeah. They usually do that. And but Benzema is back, right? Benzema is back. And Lukaku is there. So it's going to be, oh, my God, I need to take off those 2 days. It's like, oh, my God, what a game. What a game.
City, Atletico on Tuesday, Chelsea, Real Madrid on Wednesday. So, David, you're stalling. The chicken is coming
Chelsea.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Who is?
I'm going with Chelsea.
I'm
going with Chelsea.
Love it. Jorge.
Because
who do you like?
Chelsea.
Okay.
Because,
I'm going Chelsea too.
Oh my God! I go against you. I gotta go against you.
Now you're gonna pick Real.
You cannot change it. You cannot change it.
We were gonna pick Chelsea.
No, yeah, it's fine. I mean, Real Madrid is such a strong team, and he has so much history. He already won it.
Are they? They just
Ancelotti knows what to do, but
Classico,
I mean,
4-0,
it depends. The Classico was. I mean, he showed what are the weaknesses.
No Benzema in the Classico though. That was
right, but he showed the weaknesses of the team, and then what somebody like Barcelona, which is now in the Champions, can do, right? But Chelsea has to fight with the demons because if Lukaku does not start, I don't think that Chelsea's going to win. Like Lukaku has
to start,
and he has to play. Has to start, and he has to start scoring pretty quick.
Do you think Pulisic, if he starts, is going to make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't think policy is that important. I mean, everything is important.
He's been good lately.
He's been good, but
but I think he played
Captain
better
America
with Alvarez,
is,
to be honest.
Captain America needs to fly higher.
That is.
Captain America needs to fly higher.
He's not the focal point of the team.
No, don't think
for sure.
I'm thinking the team. I'm talking about in general the team. I think we need to focus on scoring against Real Madrid, and I think anybody can help with that. I mean. Chelsea, what he has, almost every player can score. Rudiger can score beautiful goals. Yeah. Tell me that, the defense is going to score.
About 30 of those long-range strikes that have gone just in the very last row of the stadium. And he finally hit one. I don't know. It might be another year before he hits another.
But I mean, just saying that you got enough players that can score like that. Sure. And Real Madrid also can do the same thing. It's going to be even a match, but
it's going to be a very, very good match.
I think you need to start praying to the stars.
Yeah.
Because
hopefully the Stars write something a little better than what they did for
years.
Chile, David. Okay. That brings us full circle here. I think we were out of time here on Futbol En Vivo this week. Excellent show as always, you guys.
What about Barca?
We talk about teams that make the World Cup and teams that make the Champions League.
Hey, Barca's back.
We don't talk
Barca's back.
But they're not going to win.
With a vengeance. And Pedri, too, is back. Pedri, the new Messi. The new Messi.
Yeah.
All right, thank you to our audience. Thank you to Jerry Lopez, the incomparable Jerry Lopez, behind the boards. We'll do this again next week.
He just won the Grammy.
Thank you.
The Grammy.
The Grammy.
Well.